Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Who do we got here with me today? I see Carly Ann's already in here. Thank you for joining. Who else is here today? And I hope everyone's had a good week so far. And I hope you guys got some good plans for the weekend. So I know it's supposed to be pretty nice in the New England area. Going to be like in the 90s. So hopefully everyone's got some good plans going. So, got a lot to talk about today. Got a bunch of different subjects going on. Hopefully everyone can hear me well and okay. So, first off, I just want to kind of plug a little bit and say, hey, please go check out my Instagram. It's at Realm Explore. If you have an Instagram, check it out, please. And I put extra pictures, extra videos, extra content on that. So definitely check me out, Realm Explore at Instagram. I sound good, Carly Ann. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm going to let's see how many we got in here. Looks like we got 3 people so far in here right now. So I'm just gonna wait a few minutes. William is here. Awesome, William. Good to hear from you. Hope everything is doing well over in Arizona. Looks like we got 2 people from Arizona in here today. So pretty awesome. What part of Arizona are you from, William? If you don't mind me asking, of course. It's up to you. But definitely got a few good topics today. And some, I guess, some updates on the recent alien news. So you're from North Phoenix. Okay, very awesome, very awesome. So we got like southern Phoenix, southern Arizona, and some northern Arizona. So yes, AZ in the house. Who else do we have in here? Butcher Girl, thank you for joining. Barbara Ann, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I know you're always over in Chizza Chad's live streams, so he hasn't done one in a while, but I know you were always in there. William says, guys, you ever come here? I'm buying the beers. Awesome, awesome. I don't drink, but I know Red does, and if you want to supply some chicken wings, you can supply some chicken wings, so... And maybe I'll buy you a beer for supporting the channel. So Barbara Hans says, love your collaborations with Chad. Thank you very much. It's very fun filming with Chad. He really loves doing this stuff too. So it's awesome to have other people who filming with other people who really enjoy the same things that you do. Hey 89, welcome. Thank you for joining again to the live stream. I say we party. We should party. I wish we could have like some kind of meetup and we all can like party and just have a good time. So, Butcher Girl says, I'm an Arizona girl, but now I live in Torreon, New Mexico. I mean, New Mexico is close enough. So you're part of the Arizona family. So welcome. Hey, thank you very much, Barbara. $10, that goes a long way. That's going to get me some wings. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Everything helps right now. So thank you very much. All right. I'm going to kind of start getting in a little bit to a couple things. I can't believe we have so many people from the Arizona area. Must be like some kind of trend. But maybe I'll wait a couple more minutes to see if some more people join with us before I get to the little bit of bad news. If you guys have any questions you want to throw at me, just let me know. Phoenix, so we got this whole Phoenix area going over there, so that's pretty awesome. So I'm all the way over in the East Coast, such a different place. I know it's like 90 degrees over there already, so 90 to 100 degrees during the daytime. Hello from Virginia. Thank you for joining me. Claim to fame. Virginia is a place I would love to be going real soon. Barbara is from Florida. Very cool. Very cool. Florida is very humid. So I'd like to go, but I do not like the humidity. All right, so we got the Arizona squad, we got the Florida squad, we got Virginia. That's awesome. So I kind of want to jump into things today. I have to mod at 9 p.m. Okay, very cool. Well, thank you for joining, for the time being that you can be here. Really appreciate that. Welcome Sandra from Ontario. Okay, very cool. We got Canadians in here. I like it. Canada is very beautiful. Been to Canada, I think twice. Twice when I was younger. So I got a little family up there. Butcher Girl says my state is on fire. We're about 30 miles from where I live. Very scary. That is very scary. Please be safe. Barbara says it's too hot here. It is too hot. I mean, today's actually kind of cold. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 90 here, and then like actually high 80s, but 90 over the weekend. So yeah, but be careful over with those fires. That's certainly dangerous. We should find them to go. We should fund them to go to Jerome Hotel. I would love to. Arizona. I'm probably gonna be going to Arizona. Going to be going to Arizona somewhat in the near future. So let's set up Jerome. Let's definitely set up Jerome and definitely Tombstone. So down in southern Arizona, head to Tombstone. So maybe we will meet up for a beer, William. So that'll be pretty awesome. But yes, I keep glazing over the kind of the bad news. So I'll get right to it. So last Saturday, while exploring a location, I got arrested for trespassing. So I can't really go too much into detail because I have a court date coming up. And luckily, luckily they let me go. And the bad part is, right now I got to deal with this, and it's kind of far away from my house. So I got to drive a little bit of ways just to do court, and that's going to be in July. So in the meantime, I'm going to still be exploring, because I'm a little stupid, and I don't recommend anybody doing these things. I always say that we don't take anything, we don't break anything, we don't do anything like that. We just go there, take video, photos, and whatnot. But I did get arrested. I got a little greedy because the spot was extremely, extremely nice. I mean, I got a little greedy and went back for extra photography, and they they knew I was there, and they got me. So it was state trooper and a local police. If it was security, if it was just like paid security, I would have definitely would have made my way out of there. But when it comes to state trooper and police, you kind of just got to give yourself up. So unfortunately, I had to deal with that, and it sucked. I mean, I was armed too, and having to have them disarm me and stuff, and they were very good about it. They were very professional about it, and yeah, it sucks. So I'm gonna be doing probably more like local forest and cemetery videos in the meantime, and kind of more low key abandoned places. Just because if I get nabbed again, they could bump me up to a felony charge or a misdemeanor A, which could land me up to a year in prison. So, in the meantime, right now it's just a misdemeanor B, and misdemeanor. Wow, that's gonna be really hard to keep saying that. Is gonna be something that's gonna be more or less like a fine, maybe community service or something like that. So hopefully I can work out a deal with them. I'm gonna offer myself, to do some community service to maybe keep that off my record. I'm just going to do my best to just try to work a deal with them, and I can't afford a lawyer, so I'm going to have to get one appointed to me. So unfortunately, we all know that the state appointed attorneys probably aren't the best, but we'll see how that goes. Um, so yeah, thank you guys. Hey, John, thank you for joining. Thank you very much for joining, John. What state am I in? I am in Massachusetts, Barbara, but it was in another state. I don't know if I really want to say the state or anything like that just to protect me. I'm trying to protect the material, the footage and everything I got from them. Unfortunately, I might have to sacrifice um, maybe a fine to kind of avoid them knowing about the channel and stuff like that too, because I'd like to keep the footage and the photos that I got from there. So I don't want them saying like, oh, you have to delete the stuff. So I'm trying to protect the footage I got, and then one day maybe in the future I will definitely release it when everything's safe. Sandra says no, sucks big time. Yeah, it does suck. It does suck. um Carly Ann says, I feel like they're going a little too hard on you for it. That sucks a lot. Yeah, I think they went a little hard on me on it. I was respectful, yeah, I was respectful and everything like that. And I told them I was just taking pictures and I'm admiring the beautiful property. And, I was just trying to be just as, nice as I could. So, you know, hopefully maybe they call me and say like, hey, well, let's work out a deal. We'll drop the charges or something. I don't know. I'm trying to be hopeful, but we'll see. Barbara says, I hope it was not Pennsylvania. It was not Pennsylvania. Praying for a great outcome. Thank you, Claim to Fame. I really appreciate that, and appreciate any prayers and thoughts that go out. So it was my fault. I take these risks. I don't recommend anyone taking these risks, going to these places. That's you just don't do it. Just don't do it. So it was an amazing location. I mean, if you were to grade if you were to give a location a grade, it was well above an A location, A grade location. So, and I can't really give out any more information on that, but the place was worth it. But I got a little greedy and wanted more. And when you want more, sometimes you got to take what you got and go home, especially doing this kind of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Kind of want to jump into topics pretty quick on this too. I got a couple of cool things I think you guys would like. So, and I'm sure you guys know that the lovely people over in I guess Congress or whatnot had their first like meeting in like 50 plus years on aliens. And I know last week was a lot about aliens, but you kind of have to talk about what went on recently. So William said, write an apology letter to the owner pleading for forgiveness. They might drop it. I'm thinking about doing something like that. They do have like an email. It's actually owned by a group. I'm gonna call the local police department and probably the local DA and talk to them, even though it's gonna be a long drive. But I'm gonna try to maybe get them to sit down with me and do something out. Work something out early. Like I'll literally stay up there for a couple days, a week, do community service, anything to get it off my record. It's a really nice small town, old fashioned, quiet, and I'm hoping they will kind of work with me, and I'll clean up. I'll do whatever. I don't care. Whatever it takes to get that sorted out. So what's up, Chasing Plastic? Thank you for joining again. Thank you very much, my friend. Chasing Plastic, I got a little bit of color behind me now. I got some cool patches sent over to me from Carly Ann. So thank you, Carly Ann, for these cool, beautiful patches. She knows I like patches. So thank you very much. John said, I saw part of that UAV. From this week from Congress. Carly Ann says, yes, write the owner a letter. That's an excellent idea. Yes, that is definitely it's definitely an excellent idea. I'm better with vocally speaking, kind of old school, just, if we can get together with the DA, maybe the police department, they can set something up, like sit across the table and just be like, and talk to them face to face, like how things should be. You know what I mean? I'm not the best with writing letters and getting how I feel out in letter form. So, Carlian says, "Yo, very welcome." Thank you, Carlian. Nice, some flair. Yeah, I'll probably put those. I'll probably show you guys those soon, but in a little bit. In a little bit. I know it has like a little bit of a blur in the background, so the camera focuses on my face, so you can't really tell what they are. But there is a Realm Explorer patch right there. Yeah, it's a Realm Explorer patch. So maybe one day I'll send you guys some. Um, oh yes, the meeting. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Um, but we'll get into that. So, all right, I kind of want to get into this first article that I thought was kind of cool. So, thank you, Barbara. Very well spoken. Thank you very much. I'm better at speaking than writing for sure. All right. So, first article, and I hope some of you guys saw this. So, let's see. All right. So, kind of looks like me a little bit. Yankin nose hair in the court and looks sad. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll pull out maybe some fake tears or something. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that, but so if any of you guys saw this, let me know. But so this is obviously like a computer generated image, but this right here is a mysterious hobbit human species. May not be extinct, says expert in controversial claim. And I love topics like this because I'll get into it, but let me go into the article a little bit too. So, an early human species nicknamed the Hobbit. So sorry, I think I scrolled up a little too far. The Hobbit, and thought to have gone extinct thousands of years ago, may still be alive today. An expert has controversially claimed, and I kind of agree with this guy. Homo florensensis. I don't know, guys. I'm not even gonna try, but dubbed the Hobbit because it stood around 3 foot 6 inches, is thought to have lived on the island of Flores, which is now part of Indonesia, between 60,000 and 700,000 years ago. I always hate when they do this because it's like 60,000 and 700,000 years ago. That's pretty broad. So I don't know. It was a small-brained, large-footed tool maker, and it is not known where the species evolved from. So they kind of have this another picture of what it kind of looks like, and I don't know. I'm always thinking like, and they also found skulls of this, so it actually does exist. So, hey, thank you very very much, John. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That helps so much. Every little bit helps so much. Thank you. So I love. It says, I guess this is where the cave that they found the skeletons from, this hobbit-like creature. But that's another thing I want to talk about is I love this kind of topic because there's so many places that we haven't explored yet, in this entire world. There's caves that we haven't found yet, and who knows, like there could still be another species deep underground cities, especially some of these remote islands and whatnot, and the like the northwest patch, like the passage above Canada. There's so much land in that northern area above Canada that it's just who knows what's there, who knows what's underneath it, who knows, just you just never know, like. And does world governments know about these people? Do they protect them? So I don't know what you guys think about that. I don't know why this article keeps popping up. There we go. But yeah, I always find it interesting, like how many other species are still really out there that we don't see, including a lot of people think, Bigfoot and everything like that too. But, who knows? Maybe they're still around. they're saying it was a cave in Indonesia. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? So, oh, hey Nessa, thank you for joining very much. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Uh, John says we didn't know about the pygmy tribes till recent times. Yeah, definitely. And I know there's a lot of I don't remember the guy's name. I think he's an MMA fighter, but he went out there a bunch of times to go help build water wells for the pygmies, and he got sick so many. I think he got like malaria so many times just going out there to help them, and um, so it's pretty amazing. And we just there's so much unexplored caves, unexplored forests, unexplored areas that you know these people could still exist. And yeah, I don't know, these kind of things just fascinate me. And I know last week we talked a lot about Antarctica, um, and who knows what's living there too. So Carlian says possibly interdimensional beings. I think that's possible too. I kind of think Bigfoot could be interdimensional as well. Um, so you just never know. You just never know. John says the mountain gorilla wasn't discovered until 1909. Really, I did not know that. Did not know that. And there's so many dense parts of like the Amazon that even like up to recently with they had like those planes flying over with like those kind of like they can graph out what's underneath the ground by like I don't know, like 100 feet or so, and they actually found some lost civilizations by just flying the planes over certain areas in Brazil, and they can see structures and everything like that too. So you know I know we're so populated in these areas that we live in and everything like that, and it's just like every place you go to seems like everything's been discovered. But really, if you ever have the time, pull up like Google Maps and look at like the Northwest Passage, like above Canada, the Yukon. It's like the Yukon territory. Just zoom in all those areas, and there's like you can click on some of them. There's actually like national parks up there, and there's people fly out there in helicopters and planes and stuff, and you can see some pictures, and it's just like there's it's just all trees and water and wildlife, and it's like and a lot of the land is also still preserved for the locals that live there. I think the Inuits. Hopefully I got that right, but those areas are just so undiscovered, and they're discovering new caves and new openings all the time, and it takes a long time for people to get in there and kind of explore them, because if they're dangerous, you don't know how far they go. Sometimes these passages are tight, so you never know, and so it's kind of crazy to me. Thank you very much for joining, Barbara Ann. Thank you very much for donating, and have a great night, and have a great weekend too as well. Nessa said, "No problem. I'm finally able to catch you live." Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. So, Carlian says, "That's right. We don't even fully know what's living on the earth or in the ocean. Nonetheless, the ocean is even crazier. It's like we spend so much money going up, like with NASA, and how much of like the ocean have we even explored? Like, what's the deepest trench? Like the Mariana Trench or something like that, and it goes so far down, and we haven't even explored that. And recently, I saw an article that they found. I don't know where it was, but they found a perfectly laid brick road under the water. I think it was somewhere in the island Pacifics, in the Pacific Islands. But what the heck's under there? We barely scratched the surface of just what's under our waters, and it blows my mind. It just blows my mind. If I had unlimited money, I would just spend every bit of money just trying to explore these places and whatnot. So, fund me to Antarctica, fund me to a submarine that can go really deep underwater, and I will go there. Let's see. John says, absolutely, and we discovered about 2,000 insect species every year. That is insane. 2,000 insect species every year. We're still finding even like, like land, other land animals too, and discovering new species of fish and stuff like that. And those like giant octopuses are like insane too, like, or octopi. I don't know. You guys can make fun of me on that one, but those like giant octopi, those things are just crazy. Carly Ann says that's absolutely true. That's so crazy when you think about it. It is crazy. Like DeGrasse Tyson has said, Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah, okay, said we know more about our solar system than our ocean. So who knows? Yeah, yeah. William says, love this channel. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Mariana Trench. So the deepest is the Mariana Trench. Bimini. What's Bimini? Is that the deepest part of the ocean, or Nessa says, oh my god, yes, definitely mind blowing. Definitely is. Definitely is. So look at how many things live in those extreme conditions. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. The colossal squid. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm talking about. That thing's huge. Its like tentacles are like 100 feet long or something like that, and they're just so creepy. I think there was like a picture of one. Maybe it was off the coast of like Louisiana, like near the oil rig or something like that. I think the oil rig took a photo of it or something like that. It was underwater. John, are you related to Elanus? John, Alanis Morissette. Oh, John, are you really distant cousins to Alanis Morissette? 'Cause that's insane. Bimini is part of the Bermuda Triangle. Okay. Okay. Send me to the Bermuda Triangle. Let's disprove it. I'll send my GoPro through. The deep sea fish that are transparent ones and whatnot. Yeah, those transparent ones are they're so weird. Nessa says, did anyone see the video of a mermaid that washed up onto shore? I think I know which one you were talking about. I don't know if that's real though. I don't know. I don't buy that one. I don't buy that one. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. But I didn't watch the video. I just saw like a screenshot of it. So, or a photo of it. So, you let me know if you think it's real. But yeah, so like, I don't know, this Hobbit thing, it's pretty amazing. I don't know if there was anything else, more like anything else really important in the article, but that is a legit skull that they found of this. So this Hobbit actually does exist. So that's pretty amazing. I think that's awesome. I think that would make things so much more interesting if we had Hobbit people or any other type of people. Like, I think that would just be, it'd just be more fun, you know? John says, I love all the bacteria and animal life that live in the sea, vents, 765-degree environments spewing hydrosulfide. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, just the bacteria and the microorganisms and stuff like that too. There's just so much. It's like those things look alien. So Nessa is 50-50 on the mermaid. Carly-Ann, okay, so Carly-Ann, you saw the mermaid. So you gotta let me know what you think, if it's legit. But alright. So as you guys know, was it Congress had their first hearing on UFOs just recently. I forget what day it was on. Like, these days have just been blurred together, I'm not gonna lie. So it's been real crazy lately. I didn't get to watch really the whole thing, but I did get to see pretty much like a summary of it, and I was very disappointed. You know, I thought there would be more coming out, but actually, you know, I'm really not surprised. I figured it was just going to be a bunch of people just talking a bunch of jargon, but you know, it is what it is. So, John says, so I believe other things exist. I agree too. I think other things exist. So, and it was, yeah, 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So, all right, let me pull this up. And I actually, if I did this right, I actually have video. We can actually play some video. So, and I actually have another article. You know, before we get to this, I have one more thing I actually want to show you guys, because that's kind of like the big one. So, let me show you guys one more thing, and it's a place that I explored not too long ago, and let me get right into that. So, just because I think the UFO one's going to spark a lot of conversation. So, let me put this on full screen for you guys. Let's see. Okay. So, not too long ago, me and Big Red, we did a Randonautica in this area, and we started off in front of an abandoned drive-in. So this drive-in recently, I think this was about maybe 3 weeks ago, caught on fire. The big screen, huge big screen. We kind of gave you guys a quick explore through it, showed you this abandoned drive-in movie theater, and then we, you know, did our intention for Randonautica, and we left it. So, caught on fire, whole screen up in flames, and you know, it's just another urban exploration spot, another abandoned location that, you know, people have to destroy and ruin it for everybody else. So it's just really annoying. So let me see if I did this right. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. But I took some clips from when me and Big Red went there. And yeah, I mean, once you drive into this location right here, you have the titles of the movies in there, and then there's the big screen. And you know, it was a cool spot. I mean, it wasn't huge. The snack bar wasn't huge, but it was still cool. And of course, you know, someone lights it on fire. I don't know what they were doing, but so I figured I'd throw in some clips so you guys can see what it looked like if you haven't seen that Randonautica video. I forget which one it was called. Maybe like Randonautica Adventure. We were horrified or something like that, if you did want to watch the full thing. So let me know if this clip is playing, because I am new to this program. And let me catch up with the chat while you guys watch this a little bit. But Carlene, can you believe the government just held an actual UFO meeting? And you know, we haven't had a meeting in over 50 something years, and then, you know, that's all they had in 50 years. It was kind of disappointing to me. But so yeah, this is the clips that I took some clips from this drive-in. John says, I only saw a part. I thought there was a lot of joking. Oh yeah, of the hearing. Nessa says, I gotta send you the video, Chris, then you tell us what you think. It's crazy. Yeah, just send it to me over on Instagram. I do want to see that. So William says, if they ticket you, we can help. John says, that's sad. I heard drives made a comeback. True. Yeah, drive-ins did kind of make a comeback during, you know, the whole pandemic thing. I still have one not too far from us. It's a really nice one. This one is also, you know, not too far, and I never seen it in operation. But I heard that maybe they were planning on bringing it back soon. But you know, it's probably not going to happen now. I mean, they can still do it. I mean, really, how much more is the screen? You know, I don't know. I don't even think, would you even fix that screen up? But maybe, but it's just another urbex location that, you know, just gets lit on fire and damaged and whatnot, and just ruins it for the rest of us. So it feels like every couple weeks or every week now. Actually, recently it just feels like every week. You get kind of word of a place that we really enjoy being either demolished or going up in flames. So it sucks. Nessa says there's one here in New York City. A drive-in, okay. There's a drive-in in New York City. That'd be pretty interesting. John says it's playing here. Okay, so my videos work. Awesome. So now I can kind of start adding that to these live streams. Start adding some video clips and whatnot too. So it'd be pretty cool. Claim to fame. Destruction of property is such a waste of time. Very sad. It is. It is. And, it sucks that I got arrested and I don't do damage to any properties. You guys see all my videos. I always condemn doing any of that kind of stuff. And, the ones who do go there and destroy things, sometimes they get away with it and whatnot. And I try to respect that, respect history, keep everything nice, keep it nice for the next explorer who goes there so they can see all the same things I did. And, it sucks. Jason Plastic says, I have a drive-in 25 minutes for me. It's old, but up to date. I like that they're old, though, because it makes you feel like, you're back in, I don't know, I guess like the 50s or 60s when they were really popular. I guess all through that, probably all the way up to like the 2000s, I think. I feel like they were popular all the way up to the 2000s. Carly Ann says, why does everything keep catching on fire? Like, I don't know, all our food warehouses lately. Yeah, the food here, I've seen that. Like someone crashed in a plane into, what was it, like Purdue or something like that? I don't know. There's just a lot of craziness going on right now. That's why I try to stick to the paranormal and, I don't know, like the mysterious stuff, because real life is just too stressful. William says, everyone remember to click the like button. Please click the like button. Nessa says, vandals suck big time. Vandals do suck big time. And, when we go to these locations, like I said, you want to leave it for the next explorer so they can see it the way it is. Try to keep it nice. And, so. John says, really didn't hear about that. The plane. Yeah, I think it was like Purdue. There was a couple of them. It was kind of weird. It was kind of a weird coincidence. Like a lot of the food plants were catching on fire, or I don't know. I feel like something intentional. I feel like there was something intentional going on with that, but that's for a different conversation. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw this one in there. Carlian says, yep, several warehouses now ultra convenient for shortages. Yeah, I really hope we don't have any severe shortages and stuff like that, but things aren't looking too good right now, Things aren't looking too good for exploring too, especially if you're driving long ways, and if you work you're driving long ways, these gas prices just keep going up. It's frustrating. So, but hopefully we can stay positive and hopefully things get better. But all right. So before I go into the Congress one, there's another one that I thought was interesting. And let me know if you guys know of this one. So, all right. So this man right here, Robert Salas, says, UFO disabled nukes at my top secret base. I will testify before Congress because the Pentagon is covering it up. So this story, you would think Congress would want this guy to testify. This, like, besides what little they gave us the other day, you would think something like this would be something you'd want to talk about. Um, so Robert Salas, who insisted he witnessed 10 nukes being taken offline, said he was shocked that U.S. military officials hadn't investigated. It says in 1967, Air Force Captain Robert Salas was at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana when 10 ICMs he was overseeing suddenly became inoperative amid reports of a mysterious red glowing object in the sky. So something like this, and I've heard about this, but it was kind of weird because I think I was talking about this a few days ago, and then all of a sudden this article came out. Sorry, it's going to keep cutting out because ads keep popping up. So, Salas, who was the captain, said that the bizarre incident unfolded in 1967 while he was the on-duty commander of a secret underground launch control facility at Montana's Malmstrom Air Force Base. Nuclear missiles were shut down by UFOs over the span of 8 days, and this is well documented, and there are testimonies by witnesses, he told The Sun online. The primary witness, myself included, are still alive and able to give testimony about this incident. Without a doubt, I would testify to the inquiry under oath, and I would bring documentation in the form of audio recordings, letters, etc. Salas said he wanted to tell the inquiry about what he said was the U.S. Air Force cover-up that took place. After the incident took place, we were told not to speak about them. In other words, there was a cover-up. So that's Salas back then. I don't know if this is an actual photo of that specific missile silo, but that's pretty much what they would look like. And if you actually watch the video on this, I'm going to click on the video. I don't know if it'll work out, but we'll see. But I was looking through the video. Maybe I can play this. I don't know if audio will work. I don't know how to work audio on this, but you guys let me. Sorry guys if that was loud. Let me skip this. If that was loud, my bad. So, let me click over to I don't know if it's going to let me. So there's the audio recording of him with Colonel Walter Figel, a retired crew commander. But there's another one here. I'm trying to find it. Let me see if here it is. Okay. So this is like the official, I guess, report. It says all 10 missiles in Echo flight at Hellstrom lost strat alert within 10 seconds of each other. The fact that no apparent reason for the loss of the 10 missiles can be readily identified is cause for grave concern to this headquarters. And, I find that kind of amazing that they, this isn't like mainstream news or anything like that, and this isn't something that they would actually, you'd think like you have in the first meeting in over 50 years that they would have all of this stuff. So it kind of just blows my mind. Catch up with you guys for one moment. Claim to fame gas here is $4.49 a gallon now. William $5.19 in Surprise, Arizona. $4.99 North Phoenix. Carlene says over $5. That's the $5.49 here in New York. Oof. $5.49 in New York. Trying to stay away from New York. It's like $4.60, $4.70 in Massachusetts. Nessa says, yeah, it's terrible, especially when I want to go exploring. That and your tolls over in New York, Nessa. The tolls over there. just brutal. You add the tolls on top of the gas, even if you have a pass, it's too much money. It's just too much money. So let me know what you guys think on this. I mean, I feel like this should have been something in that meeting, and Congress should take maybe this kind of thing more serious. And I've also heard, I feel like I've heard more stories like this too around the world. If I could find them one day, I will look into them, and show you guys. But I feel like I've heard this before, where nuclear missiles go offline, and maybe they're saying, hey, you guys got to cut the crap, John says, not surprised. Look how astronaut Edgar Mitchell saw and had a lot of info on sightings and beings. I will look into that. I think I know what you're talking about. I will look into that more too. I know a lot of astronauts are now kind of coming out a little bit and saying that there's aliens and whatnot. I think even didn't like Neil Armstrong say that too? Didn't he come out and say that there was aliens? Goya, thank you very much for joining. Welcome. Carlian says, forgot about the tolls. Moved here from work, New York, years ago, and things were expensive even then. That's so crazy. Yeah, there's no tolls out in Arizona, right? So no tolls in Arizona. I feel like the tolls are mostly in the New England area, like this whole stretch. So, and I they weren't in Rhode Island for a while. Now they're in Rhode Island. They're in New Hampshire now. They're definitely New Jersey, New York. Connecticut's got some tolls. Not so bad in Connecticut, but Connecticut's got some tolls. It's tough. I mean, it's like, I don't know. And then even you want to add, cost of repairs to your car too. So it's just so hard to travel. William said they did say it's a threat and should be taken as it. That's definitely a threat. I mean, if something can turn off your missiles, that's a huge threat. You should investigate that. You should really investigate that. And that was in what year was that? In 1967. That was in 1967. Something was able to turn off their missiles. So, and to say that they did see a mysterious red glowing object in the sky too. So, this is something that should have been brought up in Congress, and they should have other people coming too. It should have been a bigger event. It should have been like a multiple day thing where you had all sorts of witnesses. Even the ones that maybe aren't 100% credible, but at least it should be a bigger event. And they should have someone like Bob Lazar. If you guys don't know who Bob Lazar is, you let me know if you think he's real or full of it. But his story is certainly interesting. Maybe have him come up, and maybe if you have all these people in a short span of time tell their story, maybe things, there can be coincidences and whatnot, and maybe if you hear it all at once and together, maybe they can piece something together, and maybe even be forced to tell us like legit like what's going on. So Goya says, we're going to be full of tolls everywhere. Yep. And just imagine if they start taxing by the mile. I mean, forget about it, Forget about it. Carlian says they want us to be aware that their technology is superior. That could be it. Say like, hey guys, you think you guys are, like the big dog in town? Well, we're going to humble you. We're going to humble you guys really quick. Claim to Fame says they saw a base on the dark side of the moon when they first landed. UFOs parked side by side. I totally believe it. John says, keep in mind they had hackers then. Today, Cheyenne Mountain is hit with about 1 million hack attacks for hours. True, yeah. I mean, there probably, definitely could have been hackers back then. Um, yeah, you definitely got to consider that too. So definitely, and I'm sure it was a lot easier to hack that technology back then too. There's probably less security and whatnot, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it was harder back then. Maybe it's easier now, because I mean, someone could be in China and hack you, hack your house, over in Little Arizona or something like that. Claim to Fame says, how about the face seen on Mars in 1976? I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, all that stuff is super interesting. And didn't they see, weren't there like petroglyphs? Not petroglyphs, monoliths? Was it monoliths on the moon or monoliths on Mars? Something like that. So, yeah, definitely, you never know. John says, not dismissing UAVs, etc. Yeah, definitely not gonna dismiss them. Could be anything. So, and he seems like a credible person. I don't know why I don't know why he would lie about it, and but you never know. I don't know. Would this guy lie? I don't know. So, all right, let's see if I can pull up. Claim to Fame says on Mars, yeah, the monoliths.
Let me share with you the first video that we have.
So I don't think I have audio for this,
which shows
but
an observation in real time.
We can. So this first one is like really. This is all the evidence they have. I mean, you guys, you have to watch really quick. Really quick, you see something fly by.
There it was.
Really quick.
That's.
I don't know if I can pause it on here, but
that's all that are.
It's like, really, this is the best you got right here.
Other cases,
it goes so quickly.
We have.
I don't know if you guys seen this video already. But once he pans over,
as we detailed in both the unclassified and classified versions of the preliminary assessment released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence
it's just so fast.
This often limited amount of high-quality
data. The audio
data
is on, very good.
And reporting hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature
I can't
or
hear
intent
it,
of UAP. Let me show you a couple of another video and image taken years apart.
I mean, like that.
In different
that is really the best you got. I just kind
of
crazy.
Video,
this one I think is more convincing.
U.S. Navy personnel recorded what appears to be triangles, some
it is
flashing,
not just your regular flying disc.
several years ago, off the coast of the United States.
As you can see, it's
this
one of
was
those
recorded while the U.S.
ones.
Navy ship observed a number of small unmanned aerial systems in the area.
And
importantly, the video was taken through night vision goggles with a single lens reflex camera.
If that is like a UFO,
unresolved for several years.
Or something else, but if that is like a UFO. I guess, is there different branches of maybe their military or like reconnaissance, or do they have different branches? Is it different species of aliens? Is it our technology? That's what makes me wonder. Is like you have your flying saucers. Is that like your transport UFOs? Are these triangular shaped ones? Are those maybe more military? Maybe are those more surveillance? And then like maybe you have like your mothership, your motherships, and then you have those Tic Tac shaped ones too. I forget what Air Force pilot. I think he was like Air Force pilot, like Fravor or something like that. His name was like Fravor. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he's been on the news too, and he had that Tic Tac shaped UFO come up on his radar, and it was right in front of him, right on the radar, and boom, it was gone so fast. So I'm just wondering, like, do they have these different fleets? Are there different types of aliens? So I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on that one for sure. So what do we got in the chat here too? Bobby Sox says, and thank you for joining, Bobby Sox, is 610 in Cali. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. How much of that $6.10, how much tax are you guys paying on gas in California? I'm just curious. And I actually read today recently, and I hate to keep going on the gas prices, but I try to keep this away from real life as much as possible, but it's so hard to ignore. I read today that they're programming gas pumps to be able to read into the $10 range, like to add another digit. Because if that's so, like, I might just be doing these type of videos for a while, because I don't know if I can afford to travel. And that's just gonna hit the trucking industry too. I mean, diesel is even more. And, you know, all those goods that you get that get shipped over by trucks. I mean, if they're paying what's like $1,300 or so to fill their tanks, and if that goes up even more, if diesel goes up to $10 a gallon, and they're paying like $1,800 or so to fill their tanks, you know, how much is our goods gonna cost soon? So I hate to be that person, but I can't help but think of these things, you know. Audio is great. Claim to Fame says, thank you. I was really worried about that. So, Carlian, audio is on. Everyone says audio is good. Thank you. Carlian says different hierarchies of some sort, possibly. I think so too. Unless, yeah. It's gotta be. John says, I think more than one species, all advanced tech. So what do you think? I mean, I'm not going to go into Star Trek again like I did, I think, the first podcast. But do you guys think that possibly, you know, you have your species that are like malevolent, that, you know, want to do harm to us? Maybe want to conquer us. Maybe, you know, use us for labor of some sort. And then maybe you have these other species that are just like, no, we're cool with the Earth people. You know, we want to help you guys out. I feel like it could be something like that, or, you know, it could be interdimensional. You know, I just like to hear other people's thoughts too. That's why I kind of like to do this. So, Bobby sucks. I'm gonna have to buy a horse. Right, but it horses cost money too, so it's just everything, and to feed the horse and all that. But yeah, I hear you. That's funny. Carlian says it's planned. Probably is. I don't know. Probably is. Carlian says horses eat their weight in hay in a day. That's a lot. And sell the manure. Yeah. Nessa Exploring says, wow, $6. Yeah. $6 is coming soon to New York, Nessa. It's already past $6 for diesel here. So, Carlian says, good idea, especially with fertilizer prices. Yeah, right. John says, I always held a point that when they disappear, that it's a form of cloaking device. Yeah, very possible. I mean, even our military is very close to a cloaking device. I mean, if you've seen the those kind of like drapes or like blankets they throw over themselves, there's cloaking devices. Like, it's not very great, but there's definitely cloaking devices already, so it's quite amazing. And who knows what they have, you know, in some, like, I don't know, like DARPA secret military weapon facility. They probably have some pretty legit cloaking devices. And I think I've seen them, like, maybe up even 20 years ago. I think I've seen something on the cloaking devices, so just for the military and whatnot. Claim to Fame, what do you think about all the crop circles? Very intricate designs, mathematical and designs too. I think they're very legit. I know some people got very good at faking them, but then they always get debunked just because people are really good at figuring those things out. But crop circles are amazing. I mean, they're so, some of them are so different. They're so like you said, they're so intricate in design. And yeah, it's probably them touching down, and maybe that radiation or something coming from whatever that is. Maybe that just kind of burns everything into place, or maybe it's some kind of mapping. Maybe it's or a marking or a mapping for, you know, flyovers and whatnot. So when they look down and they see it, they're like, you know, maybe it's some kind of code or something like that. I don't know. We can go into crop circles one day. I'd love to. And, you know, I haven't looked into crop circles in a long time. And I would love to see what kind of new articles we have on them. So, Star Nova, nice to see you doing a live chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining. Chasing plastic crop circles are galactic graffiti. That's awesome. Just imagine that. You got, like, you know, the rebel alien kid taking the flying saucer for a ride. He sees a nice, beautiful, clear landing, and he's just like, "Hey, I gotta tag this. I gotta tag this to brag." We've been having it's actually kind of impressive, but I don't like it. Over our highways, we just had new signs put over on 90, Interstate 90. And it's a toll road, so it's like our main toll road. It goes right into Boston. It goes all the way from New York, literally goes into New York, all the way up to Boston, up close to, like, maybe even Salem. I haven't really taken 90 that far up, but someone's been going there, climbing up on the signs, on the back of the signs, tagging it. And it's like he's just hanging over the highway, spray painting on the back of these brand new signs, like over the highway. And it kind of annoys me because it's like, you know, we can't have anything nice. But it's like, I don't know, that's kind of ballsy to climb that and to do that over a highway. So I'm not giving him any props, and he's also kind of a notorious tagger in Boston. You see his sign, like, all over the place. He calls himself, like, Limo, like Limo, and you see it all over the place. And he's notorious. Bobby Sox says, has anyone ever driven through the forest and somehow lost time? I've walked through the forest, like the Hockomock Swamp and that forest, and I feel like one of the first times we went there, we were walking pretty far into the forest, and it took us a long time to get to this certain point. Like, there was a marker, like there was when we got up to a trailhead, you can go left, you can go right, and in the middle someone put a little, like a campfire, like a little rock campfire. And it felt like it took us a long time to get there to that one spot. And we walked past it, and when you walk past it, you go for like maybe like a half a mile, maybe a mile past it, you get to like the area where it's a local gun range, and that's their property. So when we came back and trying to get back to the main carriage trail, it took us like a third of the time to get back to the opening that would bring you to the carriage trail. And we were just like, me and Red look at each other, we're like, we can't be back here already. Like, this is crazy. Like, did we like go through some kind of portal or something like that? And it's a rumor that, you know, in that forest, in that swamp area, that there's portals and whatnot. So, you know, it was really weird, unless we just took the long way around somehow, but we don't think so. Another thing too was weird is hunters, when they go back there, they drop these glow in the dark, like pebbles. I don't know if you guys ever seen the little pebbles. They look like little rocks, but they glow. So we see them, and they also have tags on the trees. So we follow those. So we recognize them, and we've been there so many times that we recognize them. That, you know, it's possible we walked some circles and it took longer, but it took like a third of the time to get back to that main trail. And that's just one of the weird things that we can't really prove. That and our compasses were taking us into circles too, and that's another rumor about that place. I had to switch compasses just to get us back to the carriage trail, and I think the carriage trail is like, I think I remember it's like you have to walk like 115 degrees, like, I don't know, it was like northeast or something like that. I don't remember exactly, it's been a while, but I remembered that, and we had to switch compasses because, The compass he was using was taking us into circles, circle, circle, circle. It was just insane. So that's a place I'll be going back soon. Probably very soon. To spend the night. So I just ordered a newer ultra lightweight tent because my other tent is just too big. So this ultra lightweight tent, it'll help me out too, so I don't have to carry so much. And I'm probably gonna do a video there. Nesta says crop circles are creepy AF. Yes, they are. John says, I also think when the UAV disappeared that it is a form of folding space. It could be. It could be. Carly, and soft disclosure is already here. It's already here about it. What exciting times to be in. Yeah, I think they've been soft disclosuring that we have contact with aliens for definitely. I think there's been some soft disclosure, slowly reeling it out so it doesn't freak people out. Bobby Sock says forests are otherworldly. They are, especially the national forests. So many people go missing. That's funny. Claim to fame just brought up 411 missing people in the forest. Where do they go? Yeah, David Paulides. His work is really great. And yeah, where do they go? And you can't even get the information from the government. It's like impossible to get the correct information about how many missing people go into the national forest. So is there another species of people in these forests that are taking people? Are they interdimensional? Do they take people? Are they good? Are they bad? Jokingly I was saying maybe they're good. Maybe they scout some people, see them. Maybe they're like, hey, you need to come with us. We need your help in this other dimensional world. Maybe they're bad. I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, missing 411 is it's crazy. It's a great show, great documentary, great movie. Or it's just a YouTube page, right? I think it's just a YouTube page. Or it's the I forget what the YouTube page is called. But Carlian says maybe that's how Bigfoot and cryptids are able to hide portals in the forest. Yeah, maybe they can see these portals, but we can't. Maybe it's just something so normal to them. Maybe because we can only see a certain spectrum of light. We can only see certain things. I mean, some animals see like they see like magnetic fields, like birds, right? Like some animals see like stuff like that. So maybe these things can see these portals or these like little doorways, I guess. Maybe they can see them, and maybe we can. Maybe they've always been there, and sometimes, unfortunately, someone accidentally walks in them. Maybe they're tiny too, like, where like someone goes off the beaten path, maybe get lost, and they end up just slipping right through a door. What's that? It was kind of a stupid movie. It was like that random stairs in the forest. It was a bad movie. It was don't watch the movie and think, oh, Chris mentioned this movie, I'm going to watch it, but don't blame me, okay? It was a bad movie. And the lighting in the woods was too bright. It was like, obviously they're using these giant lights. I don't know. I like older sci-fi horror movies. I prefer the older look and the older CGI. Like no CGI. I prefer the older movies. Let's see. Starnover says, do enter into the swamp by Easton. Yeah, that's I think it was right by the Huckmock Swamp is right by Easton, like the Easton Gun Club. That's right there in Raynham. That's where the carriage trail is, right in Raynham, by the old dog track, the Greyhound track. That's that whole area is the largest wetlands in New England. So there's many parts of that part in the Bridgewater Triangle, different forests and different sections. So Carlian says, claim to fame, yes, the missing 401 with David Paulides. Absolutely. Nessa says, I once found some insane ritual looking type of thing, had no clue what it was, and still don't know. There were huge logs in a square shape. It was huge logs in a square shape in a circle with stones and seashells. Yes, if you see a circle and with stones, and if they're, I've come across in the Freetown State Forest. It was a circle of stones, and they had a stick in the middle, and they didn't have seashells, but I think that has something to do with some kind of ritual of some sort. If anyone knows, please let me know, because I did walk upon that. And also, in a little side trail, we came upon someone out of stone made a upside down cross out of stone too. So Carly Ann says, Can Am Missing Project is the YouTube channel. Yes, thank you. Can Am. So it's Canadian American Missing Projects. Definitely check that out if you guys haven't seen Missing 411. I'm pretty sure it's free on YouTube to watch. It's really cool. It's really cool. And then, sometimes you're thinking like, was it the parents who did it? And like, I don't know. It's cool. Bobby Sock says, I've watched all the Missing 401. Very interesting, scary, but interesting. Yep, totally agree. John says, true, look how birds can see the magnetic fields. Yeah, so birds can see magnetic fields. So like maybe like Bigfoot, maybe the pugwudgie, which is, I talked about the pugwudgie, which is a folklore, like a mythical creature that's like, almost like the size of a hobbit. But maybe you don't see them because they're slipping in and out of our dimension. Maybe they can do it quickly. Maybe they know where all the doors are, Maybe they're, maybe they're just extremely intelligent. Maybe they're extremely nice. I don't know. Maybe if one of these things they take you into their dimension. It's like, hey, we need your help. We've been chosen. So they can choose me. I'll go visit. I'll play with the little Bigfoots. We'll hang out. Did the dog track close? The dog track did close a little while ago, but there's still a bar, and I think it's like a bar and a restaurant there. It did close. Thankfully, it did close. I used to have a greyhound. I rescued a greyhound. I had to put him down. He had congestive heart failure at like 7, but he was super stressed out when I got him. Like, he was losing his hair. His hair actually grew back after about a year of me owning him. Super stressed out. It's greyhounds do love running and stuff. They do love it. It just always ends up into mistreatment. Like, if they could have it not with the mistreatment and not with all that, greyhounds do love to run. They do love to get all the energy out. They can actually with the energy they use in one race, they can boil a cup of water, which is kind of crazy. So, and they sleep like 13 hours a day. That dog would sleep all day long. So, they're awesome dogs. Let's see. That's crazy, Chris. Why do people do these things? Are you referring to the rituals, or are you referring to the dog track? But both of them, crazy. Claim to Fame says, I have been way back in the forest of Southwest Virginia mountains and never even heard a bird chirp, and it made my hair stand up on my neck. That's crazy. That's, I want to visit. I'm going to be spending some time probably in like the Appalachians, probably like West Virginia and whatnot. Maybe even into Virginia, because Virginia is also, I heard, very beautiful. So, but probably West Virginia. Claim to Fame, right? Felt like I was being watched. Yeah. I love being in the forest, though. you kind of like forget everything that's going on, you know, in real life. It's and it's just that time of year. It's just like being outdoors, being in trails. It's absolutely the best. It's absolutely the best. Very bad tick season so far. The last time I was in the trails a couple days ago, a few days ago, I picked off like 2 ticks. So it's been very dry. So if you do go out there, just cover up and watch out for those ticks. Because once you get Lyme disease, that's it. Like if you get a bad case of Lyme disease, it's stuck with you forever. So Starnova says, we used to rescue greyhounds too. They loved running around the house like mad, best temperament. Yeah, like he would do like these like crazy, he'll just start going in circles, just like in one spot though, just trying to get all his energy out. And then his tongue would be hanging like 5 inches out the side of his mouth. He was a great dog. He was a great dog, but he was super stressed. So, and actually when I went to the greyhound rescue to get him, when I got there, all the dogs were going mad. Like they were barking and barking. And I took a couple of them for quick walks, you know, and they were really hyper, really, you know, really wild. And then when I went to go inside and they were all barking, he was the only dog that actually was just like laying down and being quiet. And I'm like, you're coming with me. Like you're chill. So he was cool. His racing name was It Doesn't Matter, and he was a terrible racer. You can kind of like look all their records up and stuff, and he was very terrible. But he had one race where like he came from like almost last place to first place, and he won. So that's his fame. That was his moment. So happy that place closed. Yeah, me too. Very happy they closed. The rituals, yeah, the rituals are. That's what you were talking about, Nessa. John says, claim to fame that could be another sequel to Wrong Turn. Oh yeah. John says, yes, ticks and black flies. They're just so, yeah, the ticks are really bad this year so far. Bobby Sock says, never go into the forest alone and never be the first person in a line or the last person. I don't mind being either. It doesn't bother me, so that's why I like to take you guys with me, because I enjoy being out there. I like to be a little creeped out and whatnot, so I love the forest. And I was recently told about a forest out in Western Mass that's haunted, and there's a couple haunted spots out there too. It's called October Mountain, and there's an abandoned cemetery there. I guess it's not really abandoned. They kind of take care of it, but it's very old, and there's like a 5-year-old girl that walks around crying or whatnot, and she kind of walks along the stones. So I'm gonna check that out probably, and there's a couple other spots up there too. That whole forest is haunted, and I guess there's UFO sightings and whatnot. So I've been looking into that a little bit. Let's see. Claim to Fame says, LOL, I do carry my Glock in case I hear you got a pretty mouth, boy. When I'm in the woods, I carry my Glock as well. So I got my 45 for my Glock. Well, Glock 30, which is a 45 for just in case there's a bear or something like that, you know. So the Glock is the carry in the woods pistol for me. Let's see. Star Nova. Yeah, that's awesome, Star Nova, that you rescued a bunch of greyhounds. They definitely deserve it. They definitely deserve it. If anyone's thinking about if you're in like an apartment, these dogs sleep like 13 hours a day, and you could, when you get home from work or whatever, you can take them for a nice long walk, feed them, you know, they'll be happy. They just like to sleep. They sleep in the weirdest, funniest positions. They're awesome. They're awesome dogs. You would think, like, you know, you'd need a huge yard for them or whatnot, but they're actually pretty decent apartment dogs. And you know, just got to keep them away from small animals. But mine was actually really good. Mine was really good with small animals. He just didn't care. I mean, she was just like his name. His name was It Doesn't Matter. So he looked at, you know, he'll look at a small dog and be like, I chased you guys before. I'm good. I'm good. I'm just gonna go nap. So they're awesome. But no more animals for me until I get a nice piece of land, though. You know, I just put down my cat, and I put down my other dog, my Jack Russell, about 2 years ago. So I just put down my cat last week, and so now I have no animals. Let's see. Carlian says, has anyone heard of the domes in Casa Grande, Arizona? I think, Carlian, you told me about this, but let's see if other people know about the domes. Bobby Sock says the last and the first person are the ones that get taken. That's true. But when the last and the first person gets taken, then the middle person eventually will get taken. So if you're going to get taken, you're going to get taken. Carlian says about the domes in Casa Grande, Arizona. Went exploring there the other day, and it is rumored to be satanic ritual hotspot. Turns out it is. There was an aftermath of a cow sacrifice done there. Super scary to experience. Yep, that will be the rituals. Probably making a couple newbies drink cow blood or something like that. I think that's what they do. Starnova says, we never had issues with any of the greyhounds going after anything. See, yeah, I never had any issue whatsoever at all, and I never had to put like one of those greyhound muzzles on them. Like, never. It just wasn't an issue whatsoever. So all right, I'm gonna move on to kind of the last subject. So, which is going to be just tomorrow's video. I know the last 2 live streams have been going over 2 hours, but today I'm going to keep it a little bit, I guess, not as long. So, but if you guys do have any questions you want to throw at me, please just throw them at me. This will be the perfect time. So, tomorrow's video, which will be coming out at, you know, the usual time, like 10 a.m. Eastern U.S. time. It is of a abandoned boys' reform school that was turned into a prison. And I was with Chizza Chad. This place is pretty cool. There's a whole nother section of this place that they do tours at, but we was able to get into the one section that was still technically abandoned. And it was cool. It was kind of like my first prison explore. So we did a full paranormal investigation on this place. And yeah, it's just like my first prison one. I have another prison one that's going to be coming out soon, but you know, this place was pretty cool. So I think you guys would really enjoy that. And that will be out tomorrow. So that's really it on that one. I'm not going to go too much into it, so. But yeah, if you guys got anything else you want to throw at me here, so this is the time. And hopefully everything, I'll keep you guys updated, you know, obviously with my situation, you know, being arrested and whatnot. So if we can come to kind of a agreement and, you know, things end up being great, then I'll let you guys know for sure. So I'll keep you guys posted. And unfortunately, I can't give you guys any details on it. I would love to tell you the entire story, but I cannot. So, all right, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys all for coming in here. I hope you guys have a, you know, great weekend. Thank you, Carly Ann. Thank you, Star Nova. Thank you, Bobby Socks. Thank you, Chasing Plastic. Jason Plastic, I forgot to thank you at the end of last week's video, but I saw you left the message, and I messaged you back in the chat. So it's so hard to remember everyone everyone who joins. Thank you, Nessa, for joining. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby Socks. Thank you, John. Thank you, Claim to Fame. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Barbie Finnerty. Thank you, William from Arizona. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Goya. Thank you, Butcher Girl. Thank all you guys. Like, really, really, really appreciate it. So I will be doing this definitely weekly unless I'm exploring, and every now and then, maybe even next week, I might do these live streams maybe around noontime or 1 o'clock, just so that way people in Europe and whatnot, and other people who can't make it at the end of the day, give them a chance to be able to join the chat. So I hope I can see you guys in there around that time. So 89, thank you very much for joining. I know I can never say your name, so 89, thank you. I hope you have a great night. Thank you, John. Claim to Fame says, love your channel, brother, and good luck with court. Thank you very much, Claim to Fame. Thank you very much, Nessa. But yeah, so I will give you guys a heads up if it's going to be like a noontime or 1 o'clock thing, just so I can give other people a chance to be able to join, and just people over in Europe and whatnot. So, and I know I have a few other people who can't join during the nighttime. So, but all right, guys, thank you so much, and hopefully I will see you guys next Thursday night. So, see you guys later.